Well, welcome. It's great to be with you for another week. I'm Tim Fortescue, an IFS trained practitioner specializing in spiritual growth and healing, working with folks, whether you've experienced religious trauma or you're just seeking guidance on your spiritual journey or you just need an ally in life. I'm here to support. I'm glad you're a part of this community, and it's an encouragement for me to be here too. I'm just a human being just like you, and I need all the support and help that I can get. And so I hope you find this useful. You can find more about me on my website, faithfullygrowing.com. As we go throughout our time today, as usual, type your questions in the chat if you have them. And if you're watching a recording, go ahead and engage in the chat too, and I'll keep track of it this week. I do my best to do this each week at this same time on Tuesdays, which is 9 a.m. Central or Chicago time for me here in the U.S. And I encourage you to hit that subscribe button or the little bell or whatever you have so that you can be notified when I post new content. If you have the capacity to donate, one of my passions is keeping IFS accessible to all, and donations help me do things like this and to provide more sliding scale slots in my coaching groups and in my one-on-one coaching sessions. And so you can do that at faithfullygrowing.com/donate. And while you're over there, if you haven't already, I encourage you to sign up for my 25 IFS guided meditations and check out my donation-based products. That's another thing that donations help me to put out there. And there are a couple courses, some tutorials, frequently asked questions that you can get answered, as well as a monthly drop-in via Zoom where you can drop on and ask me questions. And so check that out on the website too. So let me get into our content. Over the weekend, my wife and I, who is a therapist, saw the movie Inside Out 2. And it's based, the original Inside Out and Inside Out 2 are based on internal family systems, or IFS. And so I was excited to see it, but I found out that it's probably not the best date movie because my analytical parts wanted to just analyze and take notes and was constantly thinking, is this a manager? Is this a firefighter? Where are the exiles? And what the heck is self? And so found myself, I need to go back and watch the movie from a purely entertainment perspective. But really presents IFS loosely, but it gives mystery of kind of thinking, well, maybe self was here when all of the parts hugged this representation of the sense of self or whatever. And just a plug, if you haven't seen the movie yet, I will reveal some things that may spoil it for you. And so if it makes sense to go back and watch a recording of this later, I invite you to do that. But today I'm going to lead us in a meditation that helps to kind of get into the mind. Riley is the main character who in the first movie was a preteen, and in the second movie she's heading into becoming an adolescent, which is a lot in general and is a lot to the plot of the movie. But I'm going to lead you in a meditation to kind of get into Riley's mind, which I've also found is into our own minds, to get to know those emotions inside of our own internal system. And so if you've seen the movie, this will resonate with you a lot, of kind of checking in with those same emotions that may be inside of you. If you haven't seen the movie or never planned to see the movie, I think it'll be helpful for you too, because a lot of these emotions are common and we experience them in our internal world. One of what I would say is a breakdown of the movie keeps the parts as emotions that are inside of our head. In IFS, parts don't have to be emotions. It can be a body sensation. It can, they can be many other things that are outside of just the mind. And so know that there's flexibility in that too. But today, I'm going to take an approach of checking in with those emotions that could be parts inside of us. And one more plug before I begin the meditation. If you would like to explore your own parts more, I offer a parts mapping group once a month. And so send me an email to tim@faithfullygrowing.com if you're interested, and I can get you some more information on that and add you to an interest list too. And that's all virtual via Zoom. But let's begin our meditation. And as we do, find a comfortable position. You can close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. You can also just let your gaze rest softly in front of you if you prefer. Feel your body relaxing with each breath. And imagine roots growing from your feet, grounding you to the earth. Begin to focus on your internal world, that internal family inside. What emotions are you feeling? In Riley's mind, there was joy and sadness, anger, fear, disgust, anxiety, envy, embarrassment, and ennui or boredom. Do you resonate with any of those? Just see who's there. And allow them to gather around. Maybe they're gathering around the console in the movie that kind of controlled the emotions that were in Riley's mind. Take a bit and focus on joy. And I see where a couple of folks have joined us. And so just want to say what I'm doing today is leading us in a meditation based on the movie Inside Out and Inside Out 2. And seeing inside of our own inner world if those emotions may be there. And so joy represents happiness and positivity. Feel their warmth and light spreading through your body. A lot of self in joy. What message does joy have for you today? Just take a moment and listen. Now turn your attention to sadness. Sadness holds your sorrows and grief. And in the movie, sadness had a gentle presence. See if you can embrace that gentle presence. What does sadness need you to understand? Just allow yourself to feel their message without judgment. Shift your focus to anger. Anger safeguards your boundaries and sense of justice. Feel anger's fiery energy. It's not bad. We need it. And what does anger want to protect? Acknowledge their role and thank them for their efforts. Next, notice fear. Fear keeps you safe from harm. Sense their vigilant presence. What dangers is fear alerting you to? And reassure fear that you're listening and appreciate their vigilance. Now turn to disgust. Disgust discerns what is acceptable and what is not. Feel their sharp clarity. What does disgust want you to avoid? Just recognize their protective nature and express your gratitude. And bring your awareness to anxiety. They prepare you for potential threats. Feel their energy, and maybe there's a tenseness here. Just feel into that. What concerns is anxiety highlighting? And think anxiety for their caution. And offer them a sense of calm. They're not alone. There's a whole inner team here. And then focus on envy. They reflect your desires and comparisons. Feel their longing. And what does envy wish for you? And acknowledge them and their feelings and remind them who you are, of your unique journey. Now notice embarrassment. They remind you of your social connections and vulnerabilities. Feel their discomfort. What is embarrassment worried about? And offer them understanding and compassion. And finally, turn to Inui. They signal your boredom and lack of engagement. Feel their apathy. What does Inui want to change? Recognize their presence and seek ways to reinvigorate your passions and let them know that they're not alone. There's a bigger team here. They're welcome. They're not bad. And Inui plays a part. Then, before we wrap up with all your parts acknowledged, invite that self energy into the space. Feel the qualities of compassion, curiosity, calm, clarity, courage, connectedness, confidence, and creativity. And let this energy fill the console, bringing balance and harmony to all parts. And thank them for their courage and as much or as little as they shared. And the gifts that they bring make up this wholeness, this self. Then when it feels complete for now, take a couple deep breaths, feeling the integration of all parts. When you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes if they were closed. See if you can bring this sense of inner harmony with you into your day. Thanks so much for joining me for this meditation. And I'll hang tight if you have questions, or if you're watching a recording, go ahead and put your questions in the chat too, and I'll engage with them. If you'd like to explore your parts more, I do hold a coaching group each month where we map our parts and on Zoom, and you can get some feedback. So send me an email to tim@faithfullygrowing.com if that's of interest, and would love for you to be a part of it. Thanks for that thumbs up. So grateful for this community. And share this, like it, share with others, and join me next week at this same time on Tuesdays at 9 a.m. Central or Chicago time here in the US. But reach out if you need to, and grateful for your support, and take care.